Hola, mi amigos. Soy Chris, and today I will be talking to you about an older idea that I had for a science fiction book that I never really did much of anything with, I am sorry to say. But I've kind of been wanting to do something with it, and I was thinking maybe you could help me. So, here it is. The story of Hither and Thither, which was a science fiction book I wanted to write a while back. Right, so the story of Hither and Thither is a modern telling of Moses, or at least that's one of the stories which inspired it. In the future, humanity wants for nothing. The fifth industrial revolution has created a post-scarcity world where everything is so cheap that none starve or even hunger. To manage resources, a technocratic state known as the Taran Union was established. Capitalism was not completely destroyed, however, as ambitious people who simply took up jobs which paid more than the government's standard ration, so that they could buy the new commodity. Clones. Custom human slaves. A clone who can cook. A clone to watch the kids. A clone companion, or even a clone lover. Not a clone of yourself, of course. More like a synth, I suppose. An entirely new person composed of all of various DNA of humans and animals, so I guess synth might be better. Yeah. I just didn't want people to think that I had stolen that idea from Blade Runner, but I guess I was partly inspired by Blade Runner, so you know what? Fine. Let's just call them synths. Anyway, but as I was saying, a clone cook, or a synth who can cook, a synth to watch the children, a synth companion, maybe even a synth lover if you have no people skills. Are you infertile? No need to worry. Just buy a synthetic, just buy a synthetic infant on the black market and cut out the property chip. There is a dark secret, however. Well, that might be a bit of an exaggeration. I was in a very dramatic mood when I wrote all this down. Stop making fun of me. Anyway, because humanity is so busy enjoying themselves. Oh yeah, no, never mind. This is actually kind of dumb, or not dumb thing, but as I was saying, because humanity is so busy enjoying themselves, they hardly ever reproduce, which is bad for the economy because it's fueled by infinite growth. As a result, the government has had to supplement the economy with clones, with synthetic organisms, except in human form, obviously. With human synths, therefore violating the principle of birthright, an earth law which justifies enslavement of the synthetics on the ground that they are not born naturally and therefore not human. Some clones have a rare mutation known as Bronze syndrome. Sorry, oof. Anyway, as a result, they have an incredibly unstable form, which can cause shape-shifting in some cases, but always makes them smarter, stronger, and much more difficult to handle, more rebellious by nature. As a result, they are always killed, except when sold on the black market. Joshua Krauthammer is one such black market synthetic, one such black market clone, with an extreme case of bronzes. Because of his unusual intelligence, others had a difficult time understanding him, and so he had a hard time making friends as a child. To help alleviate his loneliness, his mother bought him a synth for his 7th birthday. The synthetic, a female, was named Stripes, on account of her rather tiger-like appearance, though she was, for the most part, humanoid. Anyway, Later, when Joshua had grown up and gotten a job at a rocket engine manufacturer, he would get a promotion which sent him to Mars. While living on Mars, he would seek to free Stripes, who had not only been his closer friend, but become his lover. Because that's a thing that I mentioned before. I was an edgy younger teenager when I wrote this. You expecting this to be any good? I came up with the original idea back when I was a furry. Yes, I am an ex-furry. For reasons that will be spoken of in a later video, goodbye. Or not goodbye, no, the video's not over. Keep watching, please. I need to get more subscribers so YouTube won't delete my channel next year. Because that's a thing that YouTube wants to do now, is delete unprofitable channels. So please share, or else the channel might disappear and you'd have no access to me being me. So, this is an actual emergency. After you have finished watching the video, go tell your friends. Anyway, back about Stripes. She was so well programmed in her loyal slave mentality that she was unable to survive without Joshua. Because of this, Joshua sought out a man called Elijah Red, who some said was a powerful prophet capable of deprogramming any clone. While Joshua was searching for Elijah, who lived in the desert, a force of 1,000 alien ships invaded the Earth solar system, including the inhabited planets. Like Earth and Mars and etc. Using an anesthetic microbots to render almost half of all humans unconscious within minutes. The remaining humans were not numerous or powerful enough to drive them away, and so the aliens went about doing as they had wanted, collecting prime specimens as well as unique mutations. The aliens left and took with them Joshua, Stripes, and almost every other clone on Earth, on account of many of them having weird modifications, purple skin or claws or horns or something, because if you're going to buy a designer organism, why not make it look really bloody weird? Also, I guess people with body modifications, which, oh no, if furries still exist in the future, oh no. Never mind, let's get our minds out of that disturbing pit of sadness and talk more about let's read more of these notes. Anyway, right, the aliens left and yada. Oh, and why? Oh, yes, the aliens took all the people to experiment on them and have them, pit them off in the arena. Joshua grew in strength fighting in the arena and discovers his shape-shifting powers, which he uses to his advantage, becoming a major champion and winning his freedom. Once he has his freedom, he returns to Earth with an army of the clones who fought alongside him in the arena, to liberate or whatever. At this point, it kind of falls apart because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. It's like, should they just show up to destroy the evil Earth people who enslaved all of the clones to begin with? Maybe they should just go more into space and establish their own planets, Because the reason why I invented this was the backstory to a different, story that I had written where it was furry, where, there was planets that had different anthropomorphic people living on them. Only I had to justify why there was planets with anthropomorphic people. And the best idea that I had was, back in the day there was blah, 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 cloning experiments, blah, blah, blah. And now there's a planet of wolf people and a planet of moose people and a planet of tiger people, etc., etc., etc. A planet of spider people. That was all the best idea that I could come up with, and it kind of sucked, and eventually I got more wrapped into the backstory than I did the original story. And so now you know many things. And it seems like, I'm not up to 10 minutes yet, so it would appear that I would have to speak more about things, except I will be near. Yeah, I used to be a furry, as I said before. I used to back when I was 12 and I was stupid. And then I stopped being a furry because I was traumatized by the horrifying pornography. That is the only reason why I stopped, and if it weren't for it, I probably still would be. So, in a perverse way, but I suppose we should be grateful for how disgusting furries are, because if they weren't, I would still be one. Let that horrifying thing sink in. Anyway, adios, mi amigos. Soy Chris, and we'll see you next time.